Hello, checking the audio. Assigning Karen a spot on my dash. I wait until the very last minute to turn Karen on because she tends to be a little lazy and quit out on me. I'm gonna keep my audio on the headphones pretty low tonight because people tend to say they can hear Karen through my headphones, which I haven't invested in a new pair of noise canceling headphones yet or whatever. I don't need to cancel noise coming into my ears. I need to get the opposite, whatever that's called, where it cancels noise going out from my ears. But welcome to the stream, everybody. It is Monday night again, and today, what day is it? It's Memorial Day, I believe. Happy Memorial Day to everyone out there. And or at least anyone in the US at the very least. Don't know anyone else in the world who celebrates this day. But before I get started, I just want to kind of explain what I'm doing today. So, up until recently, I have been using Adobe software to draw. I would use Photoshop to make my comics and Flash to do my animations, and they did what they needed to, and they were very good, and I'm used to them. But it comes the day when you can't, how do I say it? Support bad business practices, and while they are making tons of money, I don't agree with the whole subscription thing. So when I got my new computer, I decided it was time to switch over to Clip Studio Paint. And it hasn't been an amazing transition, but Clip Studio has provided enough of the tools that I'm used to that I can get work done. But one thing that Clip has that I haven't explored yet is the animation side of things. So today, make sure okay. Today, I just finished the next episode of Jet's Black Nuzlocke, and as such, I wanted to do a little something that I've been wanting to do for a while, and that's make a little animation of this image that Dr. Ness from Tail Simps streams, he's often in the chats, drew for her Discord server, and it's this adorable little Tails emoji where he's waving, and I want to sort of make this into an animation. So I did not draw this original image. That's Dr. Ness's delightful handiwork. But I do want to, since I don't have the original file, I'm going to trace over everything, and this is another tool that I don't normally use. In fact, I've never really used it. I try to utilize it a little bit on this month's episode, just as a sort of, I have this function, and I might as well take advantage of it. But it's the draw a vector layer. So it's quite incredible what what Clip can do with vectors. If you don't know, vectors are made of math, basically. So you have two different kind of images on digital software. You have raster images, which are made out of pixels, and you have vectors, which is made out of math rather than pixels. So if you take a raster image, for example, this emoticon, right? If you zoom into it, you'll notice it's really crunchy and really kind of gross. And that's because I took a tiny little image that was from a server. I screenshotted it, this tiny little thing, and I expanded it up. And the resolution was not enough to, handle that kind of manipulation. So all of these pixels, what the computer does is it samples the colors around the pixels. It's supposed to be this color black and a color yellow. And it's like, oh, I don't have enough information to fill in these gaps. So it just creates random pixels, and that's how you get this sort of crunchy, blurry detail. With vectors, the idea is you take whatever you've drawn. See, it looks like it's made out of pixels, but if you click in, I think, see, it's made out of tiny little dots called vector points, and it scales up based on that. It calculates where to put them. So you can scale as large as you want. It won't affect the quality of the image. So I've traced this little guy and I've made it bigger. So now we have something to work with. Hello, Chico. Chico is here. He is our resident Clip Studio expert. So it's good that he's in the peanut stand today. Here's Wave. I'm doing a little animation, just a very simple waving animation, because I want to test out Clip Studio's animation ability. This will either take all stream or it'll only take a little bit, but either way, I want to just focus on this today, maybe do a little clip learning, and then whatever leftover time we have will just be we'll just draw some random Pokemon. Okay, so up here, oh, you know what I should have set up beforehand? My zoom function. Well, let's see. So up here we have the animation tab, and if I click on it, what do we have here? Chico, I cannot import my brushes. I can't figure it out. It's like, I don't know. It's super stressful trying to parse through Clip's brush settings. So I've just kind of given up on that for now. But I might try and work through that today if the animation goes well. Let's see. There's a new timeline. Let's open that up. Timeline name. Let's call this Wave. Let's call this Sketch. No, I don't know what I'm naming is the thing. Let's call it Wave. Let's assume it's the whole timeline for the whole thing, not just one layer of the timeline. We want 24 frames per second. Playback time, I'm not sure what that means. Scene number, shot number, division line. Oh my goodness. It's kind of easy. The hard part is exporting and re-importing the brush textures. Okay, so yeah, that part also confuses me, especially with some of the brushes. One of the brushes that I use, I didn't create myself. So it's someone else's brush, and I don't know what the parts are, because in Photoshop it's not just a single shape. It's like it's got the dual brush on, so it's got two different brush tips merged together. It's got some kind of randomization with how it like behaves. We'll figure it out. Division line, frame number starting from 1. Okay, smooth edge. I'm gonna leave everything except for frame rate on the default. I'm gonna hit OK. The value exceeds the range that can be set for this timeline. Okay. Oh, so that's what the playback time is? I don't know. Well, okay. Let's do that. Where did it go? Where'd it go? I created a timeline, but where did it go? Yes, Chico, I am testing out the animation function for clip. Let's see, window maybe? Animations? Timeline. There we go. Here's the timeline. Here's my timeline that I just created. Let's put this up here. Maybe? It's not docking. Okay. Let's just move this down. Fake dock that up there, and then fake dock this up like that. Okay. And okay, let's see. This is a learning experience for me today. I haven't done any testing. I haven't tested these waters previous to this stream. This is the first time I've opened the timeline, in fact. Okay, so each of these little lines is a frame. Okay, that's simple enough. Go Zero! I can do it! Thank you, Chico. I appreciate the vote of confidence. Oh, all of my layers are here. Okay. I don't know why this is so long. Let me see if I right click, split clip, set as first frame, set as last frame. Don't want to do that. Okay, this is pretty cool, I guess. I can take this maybe and drag it. No, it doesn't look like I can do that. Can I zoom in? There we go. Let's just zoom into that timeline because I don't need anything before or after. So this will be much more. Let's see, 24 is a second. I guess that's plenty enough for maybe 2 waves. Chico says that he can chime in using Discord voice chat. That could be pretty cool, actually. If I can get Discord to stream the audio to the stream. Do you want to do that, Chico? Do you wanna guest host my stream tonight? Let's see. New animation folder, new animation cell, specify cell, delete specific cell, enable onion skin. Okay, that's good to know. Add keyframe, delete keyframe, enable keyframes on this layer. I do want to do that. Let me see what happens if I click this. Okay. Nothing seems to happen. What's this? Loop play. Yeah, I do want that on. New timeline, edit timeline. Play, stop, go to next frame. Oh, that's pretty good. Okay. So, and a live tooltip. The problem is if I am in voice chat with you, I'd want to talk to you, and if your audio isn't in the stream, it'll be a little strange for me to talk to myself. But we can try it. Do you want a voice channel in my server, or do you want to DM? So I can create a new voice channel for it. I do talk to myself quite often. But at least with the chat, everyone else can hear the other side. Okay. Let me see. Let me see if I can figure this out. Now I have to figure out Discord. Give me a sec, guys. Let's see. Yeah. Yeti stereo. Hello. Uh-oh. It's no good. Oh, my audio is also a little low. Can you hear me? Chico, my boy, can you hear me? Oh, I see. It's muted. Is it? The user setting. Well, you don't have to stay on for very long. As soon as I figure things out, I should be good. Let's see. New animation folder, new animation cell. What's an animation cell? I can't click on it. Well, let's draw something, I guess. I'm gonna go with a pencil, I suppose. I don't know what. I'm just going to make. The most important part is the hand, because that's what's gonna move. And I guess the tails would be a secondary action. Oh no, he has big ears and hair too. Okay, all of that's gonna be secondary action. Let's just focus on the primary action today. Well, not first. Okay, I'm starting to see the image pop up there. How do I make a new frame? Hello, Tails. Hello. How you doing? Chico, I don't see you in the voice chat. I can't hear you, I guess I should say. Of course, I can't see you because it's a voice chat, but... Hello, Tails. Thanks for coming by the stream. You told me earlier to draw what I want to draw, and I've been wanting to try out some animation in Clip. Clip apparently has animation functions, and IDK how it works. Trying to do a simple animation. I can't quite figure out how to make keyframes in this. Here we go. Okay. So add keyframe. Yeah, it does. Okay, now I'm confused because it's putting the frame, the keyframe on the what's it called? Okay, so it's on like the lines instead of on the actual frame itself. I'm gonna put it on. I can't grab it now. Uh-oh. Ah. I put a keyframe, oops, right here on this edge, and now I can't grab it. This is bad already. Okay, I'm going to add a keyframe. And what happens if I delete this now? If I delete this, I can't. Okay. That's interesting. That's very interesting. Looks like I can't edit this layer anymore, but if I turn off keyframing, I can edit it. Okay, so now if I delete this and then I turn keyframing back on and I go back to the previous keyframe, it's gone. Okay. This might be a lot more similar to the way Photoshop does it, where every layer has its own keyframe, which I'm not a big fan of. I thought it would be different since Clip has a timeline, but we shall have to see. I think the first keyframe that I made is just gone. I can't manipulate it at all. So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna click on this keyframe. I'm gonna unclip keyframe it. So now I don't see any keyframes, which is weird. On this, I must. You must be misinterpreting. I simply mean it is quite delightful, of course. Chico, are you in the voice chat yet? Hello, Chico. Hello. There you are. I can hear you, boy. Thanks for jumping in the chat. So Chico's gonna be in a private voice chat just to provide some backup in case I mess up or can't figure something out. So thank you for that. I'm not gonna put him in the stream because he doesn't seem to want to do that, which is fine. And Chico, you said you needed to leave later, right? Alright, so we have him for 20 minutes. Okay, Chico, help me out. No, I don't think they can hear you. Tails, can you hear Chico at all? Yeah, you're the shadow. You're the shadow help. Okay, so Chico, I need you to explain how this timeline works because it is. I'm not sure what's happening. Okay, so have you ever used the Flash to animate? You know how in Flash you have the timeline, you have your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 frames, and you click on the frame and you say add keyframe, and then you draw on the canvas, right? And then you click to the next one, you say add keyframe, and it gives you basically a new palette to work on. Is that how it works in Clip, or is it more like in Photoshop where you just assign each layer to a keyframe? Yes. I have. Sorry, Chica. I'm gonna repeat what you say since the stream can't hear you. So, you said I have the normal drawing layer, right? Okay. So all of them can be divided into cells, you said? Okay. animation menus. New animation folder, new animation cell, specify cell, delete specific cell. I'm not quite understanding what you mean by dividing the cell. I guess that's where I'm getting confused. Yes. That doesn't make sense. Sorry. Are you saying the canvas itself needs to be really long? That doesn't make any sense. No. Uh-huh. Animation? Edit track? Enable keyframes? Yeah, it's not available. Divide clip isn't clickable right now. Okay. Edit track, divide clip. Huh. But that doesn't help me. Okay. Yeah, it's just the same canvas again in frame 1 and frame 12, and if I erase it here, it also disappears from frame 1, which is not what I want. I can't delete it either. How do I get rid of it? How do I get rid of that split clip? Join it. Edit track. Enable. I can't do anything to it. Let me try to select multiple at once. Oh, looks like I can move it if I click on this thing. No, I can't. See, I can't do anything to it. I can't split it, I can't cut it, I can't... Very strange. What do you mean? Okay. I have it selected, it's red. Oh, okay. Okay. I clicked it, yeah. Okay. Now I can delete it, okay. Oh man. This is... Okay, let's get rid of those. I don't want those. Those are clips or whatever that means. I want to figure out how to make keyframes. Okay, it looks like without any clips, it won't let me draw on this layer anymore. So let me make a new... Okay, every layer becomes a layer in here. Uh-huh. Yeah. Hmm. Okay, well now the thumbnail's at least very small. That's good. Oh yeah? Yeah, for now I think I'll keep it this way because I only have 24 frames. But Chico's saying I can reduce the size of the frames so that it looks more like Flash. I don't need it to look like Flash, I just need it to behave like Flash. And I still can't figure that out, Chico. Because I'm drawing a picture in here. Okay? Do I then create... So if I select the layer next to it and I say... Oh, it won't let me divide. Why won't it... Does it only divide up to 12? No, it's not letting me divide any of them. You said if I select a, if I select another frame, let's say frame 2, right? And I go to edit track, I should be able to divide the clip, but it's not working. Yeah, that's why I want to add something there. So, clips aren't what I'm looking for, I guess. I need to add keyframes. How do I add keyframes? Timeline... That's not helping me. Label, no. Move frame. Animation curve, edit track. Animation folder. Okay, that's not helping me. Let me move this out. And, so if I turn on keyframe, I'm gonna add keyframe here. Now, I have to make an animation folder. Yeah. What does that do? Okay. Uh... So keyframes are called, if I'm understanding this correct, keyframes are now called animation cells. No? Okay. Okay, so let's move this to 10. Let's move this to 8. To 6. 4. Can I scrub? Oh, I can scrub. Okay. Okay, well, I'm getting somewhere, I guess. This is good. Ooh, boy. Okay, so first step is create new animation folder, and then instead of making keyframes, we make animation cells. So what are keyframes again? Oh, keyframes are for tweening. Okay. Okay, let me get rid of this folder. Let's start over. Okay, I still have my sketch. What I gotta do is make an animation folder. I gotta start on panel, I can put layers into it. Well, before I do any of that, let's draw a good boy body. Let's just draw the body. This is gonna be the base that doesn't move. Okay. And then that. Now we go to our animation thing, and oops, I just made another one by accident. Create new, and let's make the arm. Let's make the arm purple, I guess. No, blue. Let's make it blue. So here's the arm. And the way that it is right now, I think it's at the top of its wave cycle because the fingers are going this way. They're dragging this way. So I think the hand just finished going that way. Oh, you know what I should have done, Tails? Is I definitely should have posted in your in your Discord that I was streaming. Give me a sec. Promos at Ness. Because I am, in fact, using his image as a base. Okay, let me catch up with the chat now. Go, Chico, save Zero. Yes, Chico, save my life. Chico's now the cool shadow boss that we can't hear but is secretly directing everything. Kind of like Jason Bourne. Whenever I think of Jason Bourne, I think of that scene where he's like walking. I forget if he was walking. I think he wasn't walking actually, but he was like someone else was walking through a mall and he was directing them. On where to go, and it was just like him on the cell phone. It was the most mundane kind of it was the most mundane kind of scene because it was like him talking to a guy on a cell phone, but it was so intense because the guy, if the guy didn't like follow exactly what he said, he would die. And with stuff like, walk up to the kiosk and buy a cell phone, don't ask questions, just do it, and then change the SIM card, and then like keep walking, don't look up. You know, like stuff like that. It was really intense. The guy ended up dying anyways, I think. I like that for this one instance. You wish it wasn't like Photoshop. Yeah, no, I definitely don't like Photoshop when it comes to animation. The one-time clip is like Photoshop and makes it harder for you. Ain't that just the way? Ain't that just the way? You know what, Tails? I think for our first Rabbit get-together stream, we should watch what's it called? Over the Garden Wall for a for Halloween. First time on a Zero stream. I'm the greatest. Hello, Ness. Welcome to the stream. I forgot to call you in earlier, but I'm having a little fun with one of your emotes that you made for Tails. Just because I needed something really simple to practice animation today. I've never done animation in Clip before. Oopsies. I didn't make a new. Okay, so we can actually cheat on this by tracing this hand. Oh no, I'm so bad at tracing. Select that. Do a transform, move the anchor point down there, and just I'd like to be the guy from Taken more. Liam Neeson? I haven't actually seen Taken, but I've seen the commercials, and I know Liam Neeson's voice. His I will find you and I will kill you. Oh, did you know Liam Neeson plays bad cop, good cop in Lego Movie? It's so good. Okay. So basically we have a motion frame where it goes down, and then a cooldown frame where the hand kind of relaxes. And I think it would straighten out a bit too. I'm not sure. I think it should probably... straighten out a bit at the end, because then it's got to go back up. And I think I'm going to add an extra one here where it's sort of like arms don't bend this way, but I just kind of want it to have more of this curve as it goes back up. Whoa, Chico, are you okay? I'm hearing some static on his end. That's cool as flappadoodles. Can you hear me? Hello, you're back on, Chico. You dropped out for a moment there. So if anyone's just joining in, Chico is on a voice call with me. Not in the stream, but he's just providing some backup. Some static for now, but I based it off of your stuff. Yeah, Ness. I wanted to use the emoji that you made so that it keeps this kind of consistency, because after I use this as just a you know, a kind of practice thing, I'm gifting it to Tails, and hopefully she can make use of it. Okay, let's see. I have the arm. I think that's a pretty good motion. I'm gonna spread this out to 1, 2, 3, 4. I can label each individual frame. Look at that. I don't quite need to, as long as they're readable, but that's good to know, because occasionally it will get to the point where it's like really hard to tell. I'm missing a return back down, I think. I think I do want it to be a little smoother than that. So let's move this out and moved it too far out. Let's add one here. How do I expand the onion skin? Oopsies. Okay. Timeline, change settings. No. Animation. Okay. Okay. I want at least 2 forward, 2 back. Okay. Because I tend to animate on ones. So being able to see 2 back is important, because usually the 1 back won't even have anything in it. Okay, so let's just put this right in the middle. Yeah, I undid it. I undid it. Yeah. Wait, what? Mm-hmm. I can copy paste it into another layer. I put this in the wrong place. Let's put that there. There's some kind of disconnect between these two. I think maybe I need to move this over just so I can see it. Not yet. I scrubbed it a bit. I think this hand needs to be a little higher. That's just my intuition. I don't know if it's right or not. I could. This is the bounce. This is the bounce right here. Here, let me turn this off. They're all different, though. See, even this one, the fingers are following up here, and then they relax. And then you go down, and then they relax. You go back up. Yeah, but not for my server. This is just something quick and easy. Actually, not for Discord. So Chico's asking, is this a Discord icon? And actually, I'm hoping this could be used to welcome new followers on Tails' stream. If you don't know, Tails Imp streams every Saturday and Sunday, and I'm frequently on her streams. They're really fun. But since I'm there all the time, it's almost like I'm part of the community. So I wanted to donate a little time to it. And I finished my comic episode today, so I feel like I have some time to just fool around and have fun. Let me check in with the chat because I'm falling behind. I turned Karen off because I couldn't listen to you and Karen at the same time. It's cool as flappadoodles. Can you hear me? Are any of us okay? Tails. Darn it, you've come to defeat me. How do you even draw Scyther with... What is this thing? Scyther is really weird. I hate its legs. Like, anatomically, I don't know how it works. Zero, do you have to be better than me at everything? Ness, I'm not trying to be better at you. I'm doing something different. This is animation. I'm basing it off of your stuff because your Tails is so much cuter than what I can do. It's so much closer to the actual style. I hate all of Scyther. Oh no, Tails. You are part of the community. I am part of the Imp Squad. And, ow. Well, I mean, I have had more time than you to practice. Okay, so I have the wave. Now we need some secondary action. And this is where I always get messed up. Maybe I shouldn't do secondary action. Maybe maybe the ears shouldn't move. Yeah. I think if I wanted the ears to move, I would have to make the head move, and that would be too much. Mm-hmm. So Chico's saying if he was doing this, he would put the ears and the hair on a separate layer and tween them. And Chico, I'm not saying you're wrong, but the problem isn't moving the stuff, it's getting the whole head to move. Though I think I could probably do what you're saying with the whole head. Because if the ears and the hair were just to bob around individually of the head, it would look really weird. Especially in a quick sort of icon thing. So, let's just fill this in. And yeah, Ness, no, I literally just traced your icon. So I'm not doing anything different from what you did. All credit to Dr. Ness. Let me think. When I wave, I guess when the hand goes up, the head would go slightly to the side. Okay, so how do I transform this into an animation folder? Can I click on a layer and then click animation folder and just make it? No, it didn't work. Okay, let's try this instead. I'm gonna copy this layer and in this new frame, I'm going to make a new cell and paste it. No, that made a new layer. You can just move it. Okay, let me copy it anyways because I don't want to lose the original. I'm gonna put it in. Wait, where'd it go? Why can't I see it anymore? Wow. Wait, how do I This is the timeline, right? Yeah, I want it here. What's happening? I see it right there. Why can't I see it on my... It's right here. I don't know. This whole thing is the folder. Oh, it's up here. Well, I clicked on this. Okay. There it is. Okay, what happened was I had a layer and then I had an animation folder and I got them confused. This is a very strange system. Okay, how do I do that? Oh, sorry. Chico says I should make everything smaller for organization purposes. So how do I do that? A side menu with some arrows. Side menu with some arrows. I don't know. Edit timeline? Well... Oh. This? Okay. Huh? The X, right? This one. Thumbnail size, smallest. Display settings. Oh. Let me see. Thumbnail size, none. Okay. Where's the indication for where they are? Oh, these numbers? Oh gosh. Oh gosh, okay. I need to rename this. Okay. Whoops. I renamed it and now it's gone. Where'd it go? Okay. I have to rename it in here, apparently. Okay. Yeah, I just did. 0. Guess who became a Patreon? Oh my goodness! Is it the doctor? Oh my goodness! Dr. Ness! How could you? Thank you so much! Oh my goodness! What a dream, what a stream. Thank you so much. I am deeply touched by your compassion. Ah. I should think about that. I can't figure out a lot of those kind of things. Chico's saying I should do some kind of patron banner for what'd you say, like donations or stats? I don't quite get it. Oh, Chico, I have links to my Patreon all over the place. It's in the description. Chico's like, you can't have too many. Okay. Help me out again, Chica. How do I create the tweens? I click on this timeline, this keyframe thing, right? I'm guessing not on that one, on this one. Okay, I'm gonna change this back to a small thumbnails just because I need a little bit of an indicator of where I am. I'm not quite familiar with this yet, and I like to see visually what's going on. And if I add keyframe there, yeah, I added a keyframe. Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes. Okay. Where is it? At the right? Yeah. Oh. Yes. Wait. Let me turn that off. Select the layer. No. I have the layer selected. I have the folder selected. So he's saying that the keyframes and the tweening works like how it does in After Effects, which I'm somewhat familiar with, but I can't get the keyframe to go onto the layer itself rather than the whole folder. And also, even though it says transform, I guess I have to play with these instead of actually transforming it myself. Oh my goodness. I don't want it to move. I want to skew it. How do I do that? Fix aspect. Let's turn that off. Let me see if I can... well, this is for the whole folder. It's just... it's not letting me select that. It's just doing the whole layer and I can't transform it. You know, this is too much. I'm gonna do it the normal way. I just want to take this guy and go like this with him. Yeah, I want to do that. But how do I do that? Okay, so you can't actually tween that. You can. Yeah. I'm pretty sure. I haven't done it often because I'm not a big fan of tweens, but I feel like that was something that I could see. Yeah, I'm going to make number 1 skew this way. It's just slightly. I think very slight. I think I did it. Oh, it won't let me look at the other ones. Okay. I have to make this and then this, and then it'll let me look at it. Okay. I want that one to be here. And I want this one to be slightly there. Everything in clip takes forever. I want to edit this one. But like, I'm just transforming and I hit OK and I have to like wait forever for it to take effect. Maybe my computer's just slow. I just got it. Maybe. Okay, and then here I want 2, and then here I want 1. That seems wrong. Oopsies. Okay. Maybe 1 over. I think I got it. I think it's... Yeah, which isn't terrible, because the way animation on frames works is they're individual images anyways, and it's your eye that kind of tricks your brain into seeing movement. So it's how it's supposed to be. Let me turn the onion skinning back on because he's moving too much. The secondary movement should be very subtle. If it's too much, then it looks like they're having a seizure. Yeah, right? Chico says it looks like 3D. Now Ness is in your server and my server, Tails. It's setting up a Patreon. I'm setting up a Patreon too, but I'm too much of an idiot for Discord. Oh no. Discord is very simple. When do you plan to launch, Ness? Why is it still going so much? I feel like it's still way too much movement. This is just a little bit frustrating because in Flash there is no like disconnect between transformation and keyframing. So you don't have to like, you know, do turn the transformation on and then apply the transformation afterwards. It's just yeah, and it's worlds better than Photoshop's animation feature, I think. Hey, Hey, I like Photoshop, just not for animation. Okay, let's transform these ears a little bit. I think that'll help. If I take these, and I just kind of move them in this direction. So as the head goes this way, the ears go that way. And oh yeah, well, Gaussian blur. Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't use blur often in animation. I prefer what are they called? Smears. I think those are a little more fun to do. They basically act like blurs. Yeah, with you, I can see with your style, that wouldn't work. But yeah, no, let's see if... Oh, I'm still not good at animation. Chico's like, how long did it take you to become good at animation? I'm like, who? Okay, I'm messing up on the... This isn't how it's supposed to... This is all wrong. Okay, the hand's going down. The ears shouldn't be going that way. Yeah, but it's not going back up. I think I took away too much motion. Let me watch this and try and figure it out. The head's right. I think I know what happened. And just so I'm not confused, I'm gonna add a little this. What is this? BVB? When did that come from? I'm gonna delete that. Add that, and then add this. Okay. I don't know. I didn't want to write anything. Okay. So when it's going that way... Oh yeah, hey Chico, why don't you read me the chat? Not Discord. What are you saying then for dis? Dis as in animation? Oh. For just in general, the Patreon. I'm gonna end up with -4 patrons. Oh no. Oh man. What? Why are these? What? Why are these two right next to each other? Let me rearrange these a little bit. What's going on here? Is this the same panel as this? Yes. Okay. So those two, those, okay. Okay, and when ears are going that, when head is going, wait, come on. Head is going that way, ears should be going that way. Okay. Last, we need to do the tails. The tails are the least fun part for me because I never know how tail physics should work, but let's just figure it out as we go. Oh, man. Okay, so... Oof. Eevee's got some fluffy tails, too. Tails... Miles Tails has basically 2 Eevee tails. And now I don't want to do too much with the tails. I think if I do too much, it's gonna distract. We want the main motion to be the hand. Oops, waving. So that's true. I could do that. That's a good idea. So let's draw the tail in this kind of shape, which means this right here is actually not the back. Uh-oh. See if I can erase multiple of these at once and just bring that down. I don't know if that works. Nope, that doesn't work at all. Okay. Let's just fix that real quick like that. It is really cool that it like changes every instance of that. Okay, so his back's a little boily, but whatever. Okay, so I think with this shape, it's going up this way and down that way. So in the middle, from 1 to 12, the middle is 6, which is on, no wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it's on number 5. Oops. No. The opposite would be like that. Oh no, I don't want it that. Oh man, what kind of subtle tail movement should I do? I don't want a complete like flappity flappity. But see, Chico, I don't actually want it to be flapping around. I want it to be stationary, but just have a little bit of, because like with the head, when the arm waves, it would probably cause some movement. So yeah, I think at this point, when the body goes that way, the tail would probably, oops, go oh dear, I think, no, I think it's very simple. I'm gonna take this part and go slightly down, and I'm gonna take this part and go slightly up. And I think that's going to complement the motion quite well. And I'll just have to in between it so that it's smooth. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And so in between, I'll have to... just one in between, I think, is fine. My favorite part of animation is actually doing the in-betweens because you really don't have to think much when you do them. It really is just looking at what you have. Oh, what's going on here? Oh, move that over. There we go. And just drawing right in between the two. And the less thinking I can do, the better. So when I'm working on acting, which is the actual like placing the lines part, when I'm trying to move the character for the first time, I keep it very, very loose. And then when it's time to make, I get everything as tied down as I can, and when it's time to get it to actually look smooth, I turn off on Insking and I just let it go. The middle looks really bad, but let me just fix that real quick. How do I? Hello. Hello. Let me do the thing. Let me do the do. Uh-oh. I'm missing something very important. I don't need this one. How do I get rid of it? Oops. Yeah, I think I can just repeat those two. And then I need to get this and delete. What's happening? Is this on a different... Oh. How did that end up there? Okay. Where's my tail? Where's the tail's tail? Here it is. Okay, let's see if that looks any better. There we go. Yeah, you got some ear flappy. I think the hair should probably jiggle a little bit too. Okay, so to here, I'm gonna take that hair. For those of you who don't know, Chico actually does a lot of animation, so he's quite good at this stuff as well. That's what happens. That's how you do. Animation is hard to keep with. It's just so much. Yeah. I don't know how. I think that should be enough. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. I think that's good. Okay. One last thing. Oh, every time it's one last thing. And grab my blue again. Go back to the hands. And I need to add the little glove. Chico, I thought you were gonna read me the chat. I mean, it makes sense. Tails and Eevee are both foxes, yeah. And they are both adorable. Tails is a bit of a bum that sticks out the smallest bit. Gotta make sure he has that anatomically correct bum. That one thing I love about Finn from Adventure Time is he's mostly just cylinders and lines, but then he's got that like bum that sticks out. It's just really cute. Uh, oh yeah. Jake must be really fun to animate. Let's see how that looks. It's nice and loose. I never really learned animation. What I what I went to school for was animation, but they taught us Maya and they taught us After Effects. I learned After Effects in school. And then I learned how to draw. What you really need to learn for animation is how to draw. Oh, Ness Animations is now following on Twitch. Thank you for the follow, Ness. You're just repping all over the place. What'd you say, Chico? I learned how to draw better, I guess I can say. I took actual drawing classes. Yeah. I went to school for art. The degree was supposed to be in animation. They didn't offer very good animation stuff when I was in school. I know how it's done, sort of, but I don't know how to do it. They taught us the process. So basically, when I was in school, at least at the college that I went to, there were two classes. There was a 3D animation class and a 2D animation class. The 3D class started you off with character design, and then you had to do turnarounds, and then you had to model the character, and then you had to rig the character, and then you had to skin the character, paint the weights in, and then animate a scene, all in one semester. It was ridiculous. Like, you couldn't learn anything. They should have had one class for character development, one class for script writing, one class just for modeling, maybe also rigging. Like, they should have split it up, but no, it was just one class. It was absolutely ridiculous. But I did enjoy the 2D animation class. It was much more conceptual than I would have hoped, but I did learn how to do how to use what's it called, After Effects. Hey Chico, can I make vector layers in as what's it called, cells? Would I have to create a new one and drop it in, or can I do that in the timeline? Oh. I'm gonna try. I don't see why how it could hurt. And I could always just convert it into a not vector if I don't like. Oh, not so much that, but I mean, like, you know how in the timeline here you can just click a button and it makes a new layer, or a new what's it called, cell. I was wondering if that would work the same way with the vector layers. Okay, and I think I'm gonna move his arm in front of his face. I understand for... Oh, I have my stabilization up to like 22. Chico's like flabbergasted at how I make my line art so smooth. It's all in the pressure. What kind of tablet do you use, Chico? And anyone else in the chat? If I recall, bamboo tablets are the ones that you have to hold in your lap, right? No? Well, you know what I mean. You don't literally have to hold it in your lap, but you know, like you don't have a screen that you draw on. Yeah. You can produce very good quality stuff on those, but it's hard to do it all in one stroke like what I do. Just because there is that disconnect. I use a Cintiq. Yeah. Yeah, and I'm using a Cintiq. So unlike an Apple tablet or like one of those Samsung Galaxy tablets or whatever, where you can like draw on, technically draw on the screen, it's a little bit different because the Cintiq is made specifically for art. So the pressure sensitivity is like very specific, and the disconnect between your pen and what you see on the screen isn't as thick as the as what you get with the no, I mean those like tablet, the screen tablets, because the glass is too thick in a lot of them. Like Apple has that Apple Pencil, and it's supposed to be like really good, but when I go to the Apple store and I play with it, it still feels strange. But it's you use what you have. I started with a bamboo tablet, and I upgraded to a Wacom Intuos 4, I think. When the bamboo died, I didn't even upgrade because I had to. I just, when it died, I'm like, whatever. Get a better one, I guess. Oh yeah, like a whole ton. I never tell people. Oh, sorry. Chico said, "Do I think getting a Cintiq improved my drawing?" And I never tell people to start learning on a tablet. Obviously, if that's what you have and it's more convenient, then that's fine. Like you use what you have, and you can produce good art with any medium. But if you can learn pen control and drawing skills traditionally, that's always better, I think. Maybe I'm just a traditionalist. But when it comes to tablets, it's not so much that, you're spending more money to get better skill. Your skill is still yours. If you're bad at drawing, it's not gonna help so much if you get a Cintiq. But it does make it a world easier. It takes away that disconnect. You're basically working on a handicap when you use a non-screen tablet. Yeah, you're living in hard mode essentially, which that's fine. It's a lot cheaper. The Cintiq is like $700, I think. I got one because I got a commission, and so I could use that money yeah. Oh man. Now the question is, do I... I think so. No, I think the slight boil that happens when I redraw it will add a little bit to the aesthetic. I just want to make sure that the sketch is clean enough that I can follow it. Because if the sketch isn't clean enough and I draw slightly off of the sketch, then it just won't be, the lines won't be in the right place. That I don't want. Yeah. Well, I guess I won't know until it's drawn and I toggle back and forth. Yeah, Chica likes the little butt I added. I mean, Ness mentioned the little butt, so I had to. Tails grabs chest. $700. That was the price of my whole laptop. Oh man. If you're talking, you're talking about big purchases. My dad just took my sister out and bought her a car. I think with my grandma's money, and I was like, "Excuse me, you just went to do what?" It's like, "Oh yeah, we just came back from buying a car." It's like, I guess when you have old money, you can just walk out one day, go to the store, and walk back with a car. And that's like, my car was, I think, 1,500. I want to say 1,000. I don't know increments very well. I can't remember. It was 15 something. I think it was 1,500. No, it's 15000. That's 15,000. That was like half my life savings. Give me your money. Yeah, it's good deal on a car. It's just a lot of money out of pocket. But I bought it with cash. I didn't compromise that. Because otherwise I would be paying like twice as much on interest, I think. Yeah, it's like clutches chest. It was a rather good deal. It was funny. I think it was like 15,000, and then like at the very end, I was kind of back and forth, so they squeezed out one penny. So it was like I think that was like the final price. They're like, "Look, I'll squeeze out a penny for you." I'm like, "Thank you." I don't know whether I should be insulted. But oh wow, a $9,000 car in fantastic shape. I think my last car before this one was it was like a piece of junk. It was only $4,000, and I must have spent like at least 2,000 on repairs throughout its lifetime. At least. I ended up selling it for like 900 because I was just afraid for whoever bought it. I'm like, whoever's going to be driving this is going to die because it's going to crash. It's going to like just stall out in the middle of the highway. Yeah. I felt bad, but the person who bought it kind of knows about cars. He was like buying it for his daughter, but he's like, "Oh, I kind of work on cars sometimes." So I'm like, I felt a little better about that. Has my Cintiq ever given me any trouble? Um, don't know what kind of trouble you're talking about. Usually those kind of troubles I attribute to the software. The tablet itself has not given me any trouble like that. Yeah, when I got my new computer, because it came installed with the latest OS, and I installed a really old version of Photoshop, um, the pen would do this little, like, if I wanted to draw a line like this, it would do a little thing like that. I assume that's because of Photoshop. I don't think so. I don't think so. I will say, when I get close to the bottom corner, the alignment gets a little off, but that just might be my calibration. Uh, he's called Tails, not Legs. I took this base from an emoji that Dr. Ness made. Oh my goodness. Chico's saying I took the hate from. Chico's asking why doesn't Tails have legs in this? And I'm like, well, the original didn't have legs. And then he's like, oh, so you're taking the hate from the Sonic to my. The legs are too thick for Sonic the Hedgehog movie? I guess no more legs. They're not allowed to have legs anymore. Let's see. You know, it was a new car, so it had to be 15,000. I just get confused when I say big numbers. Um, Tails, do you have a Patreon? Wiggles eyebrows. Uh, Opening one up later this year. Oh my goodness. I guess it all depends. I got my car and I paid it off early for less interest, unfortunately. Oh, Bronze Leaf. Then here I am at 17 without a permit and a fear of driving. Oof, that's a mood. I have friends who are way older than 17 and they just don't drive. I don't know about your area, but in my area you can get away in life without driving at all. Just take public transportation. No. I could if I wanted to. I have it set up on Restreamo, but it tends to make my chat bug out later on in the stream. Oh, well, that's a shame. Yeah, because Tails and Bronze Leaf and Ness are all on Twitch. Is it not appearing on the chat, on the screen? It's just that the people where I live are very scary. They drive through the parking lot lines or speed on the highway. It's a mess and not fun. Yeah, it's I mean, I think we have a problem if you lose the fear of driving. Anyone who drives should retain that fear. That acknowledgement that you are, in fact, in a giant metal weapon, basically. Okay, let's make another one. I think this one is the same. Yeah, this one I can copy because there's no movement to the body. I think these two have movement. This one is the same. So let's see, how do I do this? Jump to a erase hand. This is amazing. I'm working with vectors here. And it's behaving like just a normal brush pen, like a raster brush. I don't understand this magic that's happening. This witchcraft, I should say. Call it what it is, right? Zero, where can I suggest my drawings? The request channel. Wow. That word should not be as hard to say as it is. The request channel on the Patreon. You can drop a suggestion in there, and once a month I will peruse the options and pick one that sounds like fun. If you haven't suggested before, you have a more likely chance of getting picked, but if someone has something that's really cool, like a really cool idea, then I might have to rain check that. Of course, this coming month, I might not be doing a request because I am turning off my Patreon for the month of June. I won't be able to produce a episode of Jet's Black Nuzlocke, and since that is the crux of the Patreon, is getting that early access page, didn't think it was right to keep it on. So there's that, but you can feel free to definitely just leave your requests in the request channel, and when we return, I shall have a place, a time and place to work on that. And often I will also work on those on the stream, because it can often be a little bit difficult to think of what to do on streams. Okay, there's a slight movement going on now, just a slight twitch of the tail. And I don't know what's happening, but it seems like the tail's moving before. Yeah, and the tail's moving slightly. What do I do about that? I guess I can change it to this panel and see if it works. Uh-oh. How do I... Oh, okay. Oh, wait, no. I have the power. Wait, hold on. Why is it Why is it jumping around? Object. Haha! I have vectors. Huh? Huh? Uh-oh. I don't want to move the individual points. I just want to... Oh, come on. Yeah, no, that's more trouble than it's worth. Just gonna draw it in. There we go. Not really. Not in the way that I want it to. Well, that's fine. Let's make this number 3 then. I learn eventually and not be scared. There's a request channel. I'm supposed to get my permit sometime this summer. So woo! Oh man, go Bronze Leaf, Driving Leaf. Is it good magic? Are you praising Clip? Oh, I have the best idea ever. You'll see. My suggestion has been suggested and it's perfect. I can't wait to check it out, Ness. I can't wait to welcome you to the server. I hope you find it comfy. I started my genocide run today. I'm quite excited. It's actually not as difficult as I was anticipating. It's actually very easy so far. Because whereas with like the pacifist run, you kind of have to like take your time with each of the bad guys and figure out what exactly they want. Oh gosh. And like kind of cater the battle to pleasing whatever it needs they need to like spare them. With genocide, you just wail on them. You just hit them until they're dead. It is I thought maybe it would, I don't know. Like I didn't expect it to be so easy. It's so sad they do call for mercy. Yeah, like, so in the pacifist run, when you play Undertale, let's say a bad guy comes up and you have to like, and he's like, oh, I'm so lonely. So you have to talk to him. But like, you talk to him and then he'll attack you. And then you have to talk to him again, and then he'll kind of attack you a little less. And then you talk to him a third time, and then you can spare him. And then he goes away, and you've spared his life, but you have to like pacify him first. Well, in in that sense, when you're ready to spare their life, you go to the mercy tab, I think it's called, and you select spare. Well, in genocide, I realized as you attack the characters, the monsters, by the time they're like, to use a Pokemon term, in the red, when their health is low, their name will turn yellow, which means you can spare them. Which means they're begging for their life. They're begging for mercy. By the time you've like whittled their health down, oh my goodness, it's so sad. And then like in the snow area, there's this character named Snowdrake, I think, and he's a charming fellow who like ran away from home because he wants to be a comedian, and he tells like puns. So I slayed him. And then another Drake shows up, and his name is, what was his name? Chilldrake. And when you check on him, because I wanted to see, I didn't remember Chilldrake, I just remembered Snowdrake. So I wanted to check what his deal was. He's like a rebel without a cause. His description says he's looking for his friend Snowy. And I'm like, no! I'm sorry, I kill him. Oh, man. Chico asks, the game thinks you're using a knife, they don't just faint, like in Pokemon. You don't necessarily use a knife. You start out with a stick that you can beat them to death with, and then you get a toy knife, which deals like slightly more damage, and then later you can upgrade to gloves, which I guess you like punch them to death with. But it's very clear that when they die, they don't come back. There are certain monster classes that will repeat, like the Froggets are these frog-like monsters, and there's several of them. But eventually, if you keep on, like, wailing on them, if you just keep finding more Froggets and, like, slaying them, they stop appearing because you've killed them all. It's like, yeah. Because monsters, you know how like in some video games the monsters will poof into smoke, like in Wind Waker? Yeah, so in Undertale, monsters turn to dust when they die, and their hearts, like their souls, like explode or whatever. And you get to see that with one of the characters. So it's pretty clear that when they like fade into dust, they're gone. You have murdered them. And yeah, it's a very uncomfortable, but I think that's the whole point. It's supposed to make you uncomfortable. I don't have nightmares. No, I haven't gotten to a point where it like affects me that much. It's more, well, I just started. It's more the anticipation because I've played it in pacifist mode um several times now. So I have this connection with the characters as these guys that I know how they are when they're happy, and I know how to fix their lives for them, and instead I'm just like destroying everything they love, and oh dear. That's fine. Suffering builds character. Yeah. Chico, I can't hear you anymore. Are you speaking? Okay. I don't hear your TV, no. Chico, you're rather fun to have on stream if you want to like be in the voice, like have the voice call streamed next time. We can try and set that up. Cuz I feel like it's a little hard for the audience to keep up. If I don't have the if I don't remember to like transcribe what you are saying. Sure thing. Let's try one more. Okay, so between these two, there is a little bit of movement. So I do want to redraw this. I think, like, the inconsistency produces this sort of boil effect that makes the character feel more alive and hopefully not make it feel choppy. It's a very thin line between having the character boil in a pleasing way and like spaz in a strange, uncouth way. Oh. I hope it's not visible enough. I love boiling when it's done right. There's a guy I followed on DeviantArt for a long time. His name is John Sue, I think. Um, he is, yeah, on DeviantArt. I think he's also on Tumblr, where I see most of his stuff now. Um, but the thing I love about John Sue is he would he would produce one single illustration, and then in the description he would make this like random story about it, and it would always go off the rails. Like, it wouldn't be what you would expect. Maybe the character's like got this really intense face, and he's like, oh gosh, hold on. Oops, I clicked the wrong thing and I don't know what happened. I'm gonna undo. Hold on, I need to figure out where this next one. Okay. Uh, hold on. Yeah, no, I love his style. It's very generically anime, and he draws in. He used to draw in Flash, which I liked a lot better. He's since changed to like an actual art program, but it kind of lost some of the charm. Um, but what I love is that you would see like a character that looks really intensely like chasing down another character, but then in the description it's like the first character is a mailman and the second character doesn't realize he's the mailman and is running for her life, but he just wants to deliver her package. Like something silly like that, you know. um but he did some like way back. You'll have to travel way back in his deviant history, but he's done some animations, and there's one where it's like kind of a picture book esque style, and there's some pretty delightful boiling on that one. But I don't do it often enough for to know how exactly it works. Like in my the little rat that runs around when you're waiting for the stream to start, that has a little bit of boil on it because it's so short and I want it to look like it's, hoppity around and full of life. So I did it on that, but Often it's just let's do something and then see how it looks together, and it might be a complete fail or it might be a success, and I have no idea until the end product. Uh-huh. Yeah. Uh, it is important, yeah, to produce a style that isn't so tight that you can't make mistakes and like chalk it up to part of the style. Um, I need it to like go back, and it's not happening. I don't know why. I think it's going back eventually. Let me catch up with the chat. Um, Zero, I'm not at all surprised you prefer the run with blood. And you kill them anyway. Oh, it's so sad. Yeah, but it is a lot quicker. I don't know if it's also easier because I started using the Switch Pro controller for this run. It's the first time I am using this Switch Pro controller. And I was a little worried because at the store they said it wouldn't work on a computer. It's working. It's doing its job. So yeah, it's really nice being able to control the character with a joystick in my left hand, instead of using my like right hand index finger and middle finger to like click on the arrow keys. It's just that's how I grew up playing video games. You know, I wasn't trained in computer gaming. I started off with Mario and Banjo-Kazooie and Wind Waker and that sort of style gameplay. It's been a long time since I've played one of those kind of games. I kind of miss it. I've figured out how to emulate Sunshine. It's been a long time since I played Sunshine. I watched Midna play a little bit, and it seemed fun. But yeah, it's one of those games where I hold it in such high regard in my memory that I'm afraid if I actually give it another go, I'd be bored with it because I just remember it as being so good. Wind Waker was one of those games. I always said Wind Waker's my absolute favorite, the best Zelda game. But then I plugged it in like a few years ago. Oh man, it's been like 5 years ago now, I think. But it still feels like yesterday. I plugged it in, I tried to do a speed run through it. Not like an actual speed run with like glitches and stuff, but just like speeding through. And yeah, it was like so much of the charm was just not knowing anything and like experiencing everything for the first time. That, I don't know, there was just something about that run that it lost some magic for me. Automod stopped my message in here. Automod is everywhere. Ness has been banned. What? Did you actually get banned, Ness? I don't know how Automod works. I'm not as familiar with Twitch as Tails is. I don't know what she does to like allow your allow your comments through, so sorry about that. you're just gonna have to try and type it again in a way that isn't modded, I guess. I guess, I don't know. I probably just banned the F word. I just don't like seeing it. Yeah. You can choose specific words, but I think you can also set it to like a certain setting. Like if you don't want words that are slurs, I guess you can like say that. I'm not sure if that's how it is on Twitch, but I assume that's how it is. Oh yeah? Oh. Yeah, I guess if you put spaces in between it, it can't catch you, right? That's okay. I mean, ever since I was in high school, I would hear the word. I was a big fan of Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged. It was like my jam. And it would the hardest thing about it was I'm the kind, like, for example, one of my favorite Disney movies from back then was Emperor's New Groove. And I would just at school I would like quote the scenes and like it was a lot of fun. I couldn't do that very well with Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge because there would always be these bad words in the funniest scenes, and I had never wanted to swear so bad in my life. uh, Well, Chico's asking if I couldn't swear because it was in front of the teachers, like, or in front of my friends. I just don't have that in me. Like, I get this feeling in my stomach when I almost say bad words. It's like a training mechanism, like Pavlov's dog, I guess, where it just doesn't feel right for me to say those words. It's not even like a moral thing. Like I'll watch things with it, and it's maybe the connotations. Maybe it's like I've just been trained so hard mentally not to say those words that I can't say them. You know? Which is why I could never like actually do voiceovers or audiobooks for people's I really want to do like read-alongs for people's comics that I really enjoy, like Folded or Eworm's Yonkoma. But if the bad words come up, I'm gonna be like, you know. Well, it's not even that. It's like it's just it doesn't come out of my mouth right. Like whenever I see the OMG, like instead of saying uh oh my god, I'm like oh my goodness. It just doesn't come out right. I can for most of them. Um Yeah, I can change most of the words. Chico says he sometimes changes the F word to duck. What the duck? Or like if you're reading a comic that's Pokemon, you can be like muck. Okay, let's yeah. No, I just didn't draw it in, I guess. They don't really have necks. They just sort of have heads and then bodies. It's like in my comic. Chica throwing shade. Yeah, the belly is flopping around too much. It's a little much, but I don't quite mind it. I think the belly is flopping too much. I need to fix the belly. Yeah, but no, the belly's definitely like jumping around. Why does it seem like it's not erasing, but instead... Maybe I'm just... Yeah. um... What do I do on Twitch now? Tails, you just know how to like deal with auto mod. Whenever someone's like, I got auto modded, you're like, oh, let me see. Wow, that's silly, and then you like do something, and then the chat appears. I don't know how to do that. Don't say shut up to Tails. Can I say the F word or nah? Ness, you can do whatever you want with your life. Oh, it feels very right for me to swear. There's something very special about the F word that, like, no other word kind of produces that sort of... It's not quite a curse, but it's like... I don't know how to describe it. It's like, it's a curse, but it's not so strong that you can't just use it, like, casually. And it's very, like, poignant, but, like, short. And it can be, like, you can use it as any part of a sentence. Zero, say, stuff no balls you don't bet. What? I don't understand it. I don't mind cursing, but I do sometimes, and when I do, people freak for a reason, like they don't expect me to be able to curse. You know that meme where it's like, can say the F word, or like should never say the F word? I'm like one of those that just physically can't say the F word. Bronze is the one who, doesn't say it, but will say it for, like, emphasis. I can say jinkies. Jinkies. Zoinks! What, bad words? In old cartoons? I do enjoy, what's it called? Adventure Time profanities. They're pretty funny. They're like, what the stuff? I don't remember a lot of them. It's been so long since I watched Adventure Time. Maybe. I know for like exclamation when something's really cool, they would say math terms. Like, oh, that's so math. Cause like in the old days, you would say radical, dude. But instead of just saying radical, which is a strange math term that was used for cool, they'd say like rhombus. I just love that kind of randomness that also sort of has some logic behind it. Yay! Chico says my comic reminds him of the Adventure Time comic, which I haven't read many of, but anything that is similar to Adventure Time is good by me. Just kind of bringing things in from the edge. I'm on the edge of glory. I don't know where I am. Why are there two? Why are there so many lines when I just want 2 ahead and 2 behind? That would give me 1, 2, and then 1, 2. I don't understand. It's unskinning. But, But I turned everything else off. Let's see. Yeah. But see, like, I have this selected, so 1, 2 should show me this one, and then 1, 2 should show me this one. That's just 1, 2, 3. So why am I seeing 1, 2, 3? 1, 2, 3. Oh, I guess that is just 3. Huh. Let me turn that off and take a look if I... Oh, it reminds you of Cuphead. That's true, yeah. The white glove. I should give him pie eyes. Pie eye tails. This is something very relaxing about animation. When it's not, like, super important. What I should have done was tweened the or copy pasted for the keyframes and then just in betweened to create a little bit of bubble instead of doing all of them. Because I think doing it this way created too much. My sketch wasn't clean enough for this technique. Especially for something floppy like this tail. We've had a couple of milestones this past week. I guess they're not called milestones, but like event dates. The 23rd was the anniversary for my comic that I decided on the 23rd, because when I announced that it was Jet's birthday, everyone thought it was my anniversary. And it marks the eighth year since I started playing the game, which I guess is a good a time as any to celebrate, because that when I first started playing, that's when I first started planning, you know, the story beats and all that. So it really did kind of start when I booted up the game. Jet came to existence for the first time. 8 years in the making. And still going. I have people coming to me all the time saying, "Oh, this is still going? I read this back in the day. I can't believe it's still going." And, huh? I give hope to people. I know, right? I didn't realize until I actually calculated. I always think it's been 5. Just like how in my memory, whenever I think of my childhood, I'm always 9 years old. No matter what age I was. It's like, oh yeah, I went to China when I was young, to visit my grandma. I must have been 9. My mom would be like, "You were 15. Oh. I see. Does it happen with my current age? Do I think I'm younger than I actually am? Let's see. I turned 16 twice. Because I thought I turned 16, but I actually didn't. Not 16. 26. So when my 26th birthday came around, I was like, oh, I thought I was already 26. Yeah, for a whole year, I think I thought I was 26. Huh? Yeah, I think I was anticipating it too hard. I was like, oh man, I'm gonna be old. Yeah. One time I was at a house party when I think I was 15, at a house party, and all of the old people that are at these house parties are Chinese. So they're like talking in Chinese, and they asked me, "Oh, well, how old are you?" in Chinese. So I try to answer them in Chinese, and instead of saying 15, I got the word mixed up, and I said I was 50. And they cracked up so hard. Well, it's like when you say 15, you have to say 10-5 to indicate 15. But then to say 50, you have to say 5-10. So there's 5 tens. So instead of saying 15, which is 15, it's 50. So it's just mixing the two one way or another. Okay, let's turn that off and take a look. I know I'm running low on time. I have 30 minutes to give this boy a face. I think the belly boil is a lot better. The arms over here are rough, but it might be okay once the face and the color is in. The color will help a lot. Now for the face, I'm gonna do a new layer. I'm gonna turn the sketch back on. And with the face, I'm just gonna move it. I'm gonna draw it once and move it around. Because the face, you really don't want a boil at all. That'll cause a weird dissonance. A what? An Adventure Time face. Oh yeah. No, Tails got these delightful, huge eyes. Hold on, I forgot about the I forgot about the chat again. How I'm just so focused on the animation. I'm like getting drawn in by the curves. It appear in the chat if you have your stream open. You have the stream chat open. Hold messages will highlighted. Oh, that's my problem. I don't have the actual stream open. I have my dashboard open. Will it show on the dashboard? Let me zoom up. I'm not seeing any, and I'm not seeing any held messages. Wait. Braun says I love that meme. I don't remember which meme we were talking about. Sometime the F word is just the right word to use. Yes, and I don't have that power. It won't leave my mouth. In fact, even typing it in the bot to like, like filter out, I feel awkward. Just like typing the word to myself so that no one else can do it. In my server, it's banned because I know no children are in there right now, but my brother is technically in that server because he's helping me with the Discord stuff that I don't understand. And I'm sure he uses it at school, but he ain't gonna see it from my channel. I was playing a card. Wait, OMFG, YouTube just told Nix you were streaming. No! YouTube! You failed me! I was playing a card game with some friends on the last day of school, and I said out loud, and my math teacher went, "Oh!" and lost my soul a bit because I forgot he was there. That isn't even the worst of it. A word that I will say is hell, because it's a place that, like, you gotta be able to talk about it in terms of mythology and, like, all sorts of stuff. But I still don't know if I would use it as a exclamative. He wasn't mad, he just didn't expect it. I think that's one of the things that I'm most not afraid of, but like anxious about in Undertale. Isn't so much like my soul being ripped apart because I'm killing off my beloved characters. It's the judgment of other characters of me doing so. Like, when I get to the point where I have to kill Papyrus, yes, I'm gonna die inside because he's such a cool guy. But what's gonna kill me more is having to face Sans afterwards and be like, I'm sorry! I'm so sorry! Oh, it's gonna hurt. How many families am I gonna tear apart? It took this long to alert them. This sort of relaxing is how I feel when making my comic. That's really cool. I don't get much of that feeling when I do art anymore, but it's sort of when you do something that you're not quite super competent at, but you're good enough at that you don't have to like worry. It's a nice sort of place to be, and that's where I am with animation. I'm not great at it, but I do like it when it comes together. I constantly think my cats are 3, and they're like 7 to 8. You got some old cats. That's another word I wish I could say is the ASS word. When you tag it onto words like old or like mean or other words as a tag on, like as a suffix. I just love the usage of it, and I feel like yes, thank you, Tails. Um, it is a power I do not possess. I constantly, wait. My cat is 14! Tails, your cat is old as balls! And I call her Precious Baby. They're always babies, no matter how old they are. All pets are precious babies, and they should be protected. It should show on the dashboard. Oh, okay. Well, I didn't get any notifications, so I don't know what happened there. Oh yeah, I should. They should be blue. Tails' eyes will be blue. Baby blue eyes. I don't know actually how they look. Do they have shading in them? Or is it just... Is there a pupil? I'm gonna shade it. It's not a big deal. I guess different people draw it different ways, yeah. Yeah, I'll put a little iris. I am very bad with anime eyes. I was asked to do a commission in, and I quote, manga style. No, wait. I quote, manga style. And I'm like, excuse? I don't know what they want. But they want me to draw these sumo wrestlers. And they want me to give one of them some kind of personality or, like, you know, character. So I don't know if they actually want, like, anime eyes on the sumo wrestler instead of just, you know, stylized dot eyes. I don't know. I do love sumo though. So it was a nice excuse to spend a day watching videos on sumo. Half of which I had already seen. Like most of the documentaries I had already seen. I was just rewatching them. Yeah. I love sumo. It's one of the only sports that I'm really into. Of course I can't do it because of my slim figure. And also it's a male only sport. But it's like I actually understand how it works, and there's this sort of tradition around it where it's not just you push the other guy out of the ring. It's like you have to do this ritual beforehand, and there's like symbolism and like I don't know. Yeah, it's Japan's national sport. Let's see. Did Chinese invent a sport? Wait, why can't I? Split. I am? No, that's the right folder. If I made one here... Wait. Why would it be in the middle? Why? Why is there movement? What? Uh-oh. I done goofed a little, but in any case. If I split it here and then move it over, will it, will it move in the other ones too? Oh, we'll see. Yeah, I think it did. Shoot. Okay. So, I don't want to do that. I want to do keyframes. So, here's one keyframe. Add keyframe. Then here's another keyframe. Add keyframe. Shift over twice. 3 times. Let's try 3. And then add another keyframe. Shift over 3 times. Okay, let's turn off the sketch again and see if that works. Not really. No, that's not good. I think the problem is everything else is bubbling so much that it just looks weird. The rest of it isn't moving back and forth anymore. It's just jumping around, which wasn't my intent. Yeah, it's definitely definitely a disadvantage of bubbling. Yep, you gotta do it right for it to look good. I didn't do it right. I cut too many corners. Squashing the eyes a bit. Let me fix this face line here. This needs to go all the way up. See, these lines that are all the way on the edge, you kind of need to have a purpose. If I push that further to the edge, this one needs to be in the middle of these two to make it look like it's going in that direction rather than just jumping back and forth. And this one should be at the edge. What would be interesting to learn? Huh? I do know the cartoon Ed, Edd and Eddy. I used to watch it all the time. And, oh yeah, it does have the bubbling. You're right. Well, their bubbling is with much thinner lines, so I think it kind of works. You know, a lot of children's cartoons will also have it. Like Maisie, I think, had it a little bit. Maisie Mouse. Kipper the dog might have had it. I don't remember. His name is Kipper. Kipper the dog. He's the dog with the slipper. Skipper. Kipper the dog. What's going on with the chin? Let me fix that up a little. Hold on. What do you mean? Okay. Don't know why it dips down here. Don't know why it dips down here. Sometimes I make more work for myself. Tails is going through puberty with a little chin growth. Yeah, just suddenly grows a beard. Okay, let's give that a look. Oh yeah? I think... Are you talking about like a blink? I can do that, but I'll have to extend the timeline. Because doing a blink in a loop this short makes it look like they got dust in their eyes. You know? Yeah, but the loop is only 12 frames. So it'll just be them constantly blinking. Yeah, but I'm gonna have to extend it first before I do the actual... I don't think so. I'm not sure what Twitch's requirements for those little notifications are. Okie dokie. Well, thanks for chatting, Chico. Yeah, no, thank you so much for helping. I wouldn't have been able to figure all of this out by myself, honestly. So, that was a great help. Yeah. Chico, everybody, is heading out. So, Chico's signing off. And I should be wrapping things up a little bit too, because it is almost 12. So I think we got good progress done. I'm going to take one last look at this before I add color, because once you add color, there's no going back. Tails, anything stand out to you as being weird? Or Ness? Didn't Chico say only for 20 minutes? Well, now that he's out, let me see if Karen wants to come back. Hello, Fire Dragon. Good. It's almost 12, yeah. Chico's blasting off again. Welcome to the stream, Fire Dragon. Yeah, I'll add that in, and I'll add his other tail as well. So, how am I gonna do this? He's naked without it. Let's see. Where did I put his tail? Where are his tails? Did I not... Was I a fool and not put it on its own layer? Oh no, it is on its own layer. Okay. So I'm just gonna move everything over slightly. You know, instead of doing that, let's just freehand it. Let's just freehand it. We ain't nobody got time for this. Okay. Okay, so we need to add... I think that's how it looks. I can't remember how his muzzle separation looks. Tails, I am only doing this for fun, so if you don't want to use it, that's totally fine as well. I think just between the two of us, you'll get more leverage out of it anyways, if you so desire. More mileage. Why did I say leverage? I meant mileage. Oh no, this has been on my mind forever. I've really wanted to do this. I've had this vision of a waving Tails, just him waving his arms around based on that that emoji. And yeah, now that I finally got my comic done, a little time for myself. Oh. Let's see. I think this goes here. And I don't really know how the coloring works with animation cells. I don't know if I have to make a separate animation cell folder for the colors to reside in, but I would assume that's how it is. That would make sense to me. Okay, I'm gonna move this over here so I can see. And then just draw it down the middle. And let's put it back and just da da da. Also, if anyone isn't following me on DeviantArt or Tumblr, I have started to post my tarot cards. Is it taro like the potato or tarot like tree rot? I don't know. Well, yeah, I'm not mentioning that for any other reason other than I think I did a pretty good job on them. And I'm posting each one individually, hopefully one a day, until they're all up. It's gonna be a little weird because the episode is going up. Gonna be in the middle, so I'll kind of cut it in half. If I planned this out better, I would have started, you know, at the beginning of the month. Tails helping me rep myself. Tails is such a good friend. Thank you so much. I'm not good at the whole like having the links ready and posting them kind of thing. This music is from Ace Attorney, and my plan is to eventually play Ace Attorney on stream, and then when I'm done with it, I'm gonna force everyone to watch the Ace Attorney live action movie, which is amazing, and you're all gonna love it. I should make a Word document with all the links. That's actually really smart. That's actually a really good idea. I think I'll actually do that. Yeah, before the next stream, I'm going to have that ready. And then that way, whenever something comes up, if I talk about my DeviantArt, I'll copy that. And if I talk about something else, yeah, that's really smart. Okay, I'm going to make a new folder thing. Okay. I'm going to grab my paint bucket, refer to other layers. Let's see, that's kind of an orangey yellow. Kind of a green blue. And then everything else is just white. Ayo. Oh wait, no, the mouth is red. Let's go for less saturated red. Okay, and next frame. Oh! Oops. Can you spot the mistake before I correct it? Nope. Don't want that. Alright, the rest of this should be coloring, so it'll be very fast. Okay, I'll come back for the eyes, because the eyes would actually behoove me to zoom in a little closer so I can do the more precise work. Oops. The precision work. Zoomed in. I kind of want to color that ear a different color, so I'll come back for that. I probably shouldn't color it in so I don't forget, but eh. And if I had a little more time, I would actually want to double line the waving arm so it stands out even more. I might do that off stream or at the very end. I'm not gonna have any time to do a Pokemon today, which means we're gonna go overtime because I always do a Pokemon. Yeah, one thing I will say about Clip, it's certainly easier, or at least faster, to do the coloring, I suppose. Forgot his mouth. How do you... okay. Let me drop these odd colors in. And then, I don't know, I feel like maybe a darker yellow for the ear, just so that it goes behind. Maybe the arm too, I don't know. The tail. Maybe the tail also, yeah. The ears and the tail. I'm gonna do the ears and the tail this color. Oh, you know, it's not a... whatever. It's not a very pleasant color. I should have gone a little more orange with it rather than this shade. And then for the white, I'm also gonna go slightly... let's make it slightly blue. No. Maybe not blue. maybe orange. More of a neutral tint. Yeah, that's better. I don't like the blue. Blue works for Zero the Red Wolf. It kind of goes with her sort of red coat. But something like that. Then let's see if I know how to increase or decrease rather. Oh, I didn't get a chance to do any blinking. Oh well. Okay, how do I crop this? This is the farthest. Oh, I missed his belly. He's got a bit of a floppy hand. I think an actual wave wouldn't be so floppy with the hand. It looks a little like a dead fish, but I don't know. It's cute. I think I like it. Especially if it's really small like this. The extra movement does help. Makes it look like he's excited. Yeah, he can't hold it back. Okay, how do I crop this? Can I just attach it to there? Edit. Oh no, I have these things. Crop. Transparent background. How do I save as? No. Animation. So what do I think about Clip's animation features? It's a little bit of a learning curve. It's hard. It's not completely intuitive like Flash was. Well, Flash wasn't completely intuitive, but I figured it out on my own, whereas this one was a little bit weird. But I got there. Export animation. Haha. Animated GIF. Animated GIF. There's a lot of things still that I don't understand quite. But I think frame rate 8. Frame rate 8 frame. Well, I animated at 24 frames. 0.5 per. Okay, I don't get it. I animated at 24 frames per second. I only did up to 12. So do I put it at 12 or do I put it at 24? I'm going to try 24 frames per second. No dithering. Okay. Let's see how that looks. Export complete. It's pretty big file size. But, let's see. Oops. There he is. There's our boy. And now what I can do, I think, is, let me see. Let's create new timeline, wave blink. Frame playback. Division, okay. How do I make it longer? How do I just make this longer? What? And edit track. Timeline. Change settings. Change frame and manage timeline. Change set. New time. Duplicate. Change settings. Scene shot. That's fine. Move up. Okay, that's not it. Timeline, change settings, end frame. Let's make the end frame. It's 24 plus 12. No. One blink per second is too fast, I think. So 1 blink per 2 seconds. Let's just add half a second. 36. Huh? Why? Just let me do it. Scene number, wave. Scene number. Don't understand. Why can't I do 36? Okay, then where do I change the range? Frame rate 24, that's what I want. Edit, animation, manage timeline, change settings, scene. That's not it. I'm freaking out. I just wanna. Let's see if I can. What is this? Let's do it here. One thing I really don't like about Clip is when you try to scroll through things, it doesn't do it smoothly. Oh, I can't import it. That's a problem. Okay, well, no blinking, I guess. Well, that'll be a project for another day, because apparently just duplicating a bunch of frames is harder than it looks. But yeah, while we're winding down, why don't we draw a quick little Pokemon thing? And I want to do this because it's a little silly, but I downloaded this randomness app. It rolls dice for me. Oops. So why don't someone shoot me a Pokemon, a random Pokemon, or your favorite Pokemon, or just one that you hate, in the chat. And I'll roll a number, and that'll correspond to one of my challenges. Oh my goodness, Dr. Ness's request is quite something. Well, let's give it a roll then, shall we? We got a 5. Got a 5 and that. Oh, we're not doing 5. We already did 5. That's an animation. Let's roll that again. Number 1. Let's just draw from memory. Okay, that's a nice, simple task at hand. Let's do that. Let's see. If I don't get one in the chat, I'm gonna look one up myself. I got a random Pokemon generator. Generate one Pokemon, no sprites, because this is a draw from memory challenge. Let's turn on natures, actually. Let's see what we get. If it's too much, then I won't do it. Everything else on as well. And let's just see what we get. If anyone wants to draw... if anyone wants to draw a sassy Mr. Mime from memory with me, then come along. And I'm gonna just go for it. Let's see. The Mr. Mime from Detective Pikachu was quite sassy. I don't know really what makes someone sassy, but I think it's something to do with, like, that tiny little mouth. And the eyelids partly down. Eyebrows way up. You know what's really sassy? Tom and Jerry. They have some sassy faces. Oh, and like Bugs Bunny too. Just dripping with sass. Mm-hmm. I blame you guys for this. I'm drawing a Mr. Mime today because no one stepped up to the challenge. Get that shoulder up. So now this is where I get confused. Is where his little balls are, for lack of a better term. I think he has one on his elbows. I think he has elbow balls. I'm gonna give him a little bum. Just like Tails. Not you, Tails, but the other Tails. I think he has one on the belly. Gotta put that finger to the lips. Give him that, did I do that kind of expression. He's going down hard. I kind of like how this Mr. Mime's coming out. So the Detective Pikachu Mr. Mime, can you have him drinking coffee or mimicking drinking coffee? I imagine him doing it in front of Pikachu who can't have any. Oh, that's good. That's good. Yeah. Sassy Mr. Mime is just Detective Pikachu Mr. Mime. Through and through. I don't know if I'll have enough room for this. Yeah, I still think he has balls on his elbows. I don't know if it's cheating to have him actually drinking coffee since he's a mime. But, I don't know how to make him mime drinking coffee. I'm not that talented. I can't even really draw him drinking real coffee. This is kind of hard. This is actually pretty difficult. I think that kind of looks like a coffee. You just color that back part in so it doesn't distract. And I think gosh, I don't actually know. Wait, does he have balls connecting his feet too? Or am I just. You can never have too many balls on your Mr. Mime. Ah! Uh-oh. Does he have one here? I don't think he has one there. I'm going to say he doesn't have one at his ankles. Give him some blushies. And, so I have to put in a Pikachu. Yeah, I had to put Pikachu on a stool because Mr. Mime's looking too tall. He's looking too high up for Pikachu to be on the ground. Hey, can I have some of that? Alright, well, thank you for coming to my stream, guys. For whoever is still here, it was really nice having company tonight as we scratched my little animation itch, which I haven't been able to scratch in a very long time. And we, of course, always have to end with something a little bit disturbing. But I think in this case, it was also quite charming and sassy. But yeah, I think that does it. Let me just stick in a stool here for our little Pika buddy to stand on. And Mr. Mime not sitting on anything. They look like they're from completely two different art styles. They don't belong together. Aw, really. Let me thicken up his lines. Maybe that'll help. Well, anyway, at least Tails likes it. Pikachu is how I look without coffee. He just wants some of that Joe. Alright. Well, thank you guys so much for coming to the stream. Tomorrow is May 28th? Well, I guess today is May 28th since it's 12:34, but it's the first day I opened my Patreon. It's been a whole year. I can't believe it. But I want to thank all my patrons. I want to thank Eworm, Mr. Raccoon, Tailsimp in the chat, woo woo, Barrel and T. All of these folks were here from the beginning, all the way, first day, and they jumped right on. It's been so encouraging to have you guys on board. Also, Morgarizal and Hydrash, very close behind. Alex Leonard, Mouse with a dinosaur tail, and Chico Arts. And just today, Dr. Ness. Thank you everyone for pitching in to help support me and everything I like to do for you guys. And well, I'll see you all in June. I hope you have a great rest of the month. Tail says anniversary! Yeah, and welcome aboard, Ness! They look like they're from the same universe to me, just one has had coffee and the other hasn't. I hope you get coffee tomorrow, Tails. But until next time, catch you guys later, and keep your nose clean. Ta-ta! Bye-bye! Adios! Good night! See you later!